Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, girls. Welcome back to the Queen Mentality Podcast. We're back at it again with my girl,
Malika.
You! This is too much. Okay. So.
Okay, we have to be serious because this is a serious topic.
Yeah. Okay,
I have to stop smiling.
Usually, like, we definitely get on here and we, like, have a laugh, have a gag.
Get out! Get out! You okay? But you a little puppy, Andrew. Hey.
You know, we talk about very hilarious things, like how much we hate men.
Right.
You know.
The T app.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, girl. Shout out to the T app. This is a very serious episode. Anyway.
Get it together. Okay. We're going to be talking about eating disorders. It's a very important topic in our community. I feel like in all communities, this could help anybody, not just
real.
like Muslims, but it's really important to talk about eating disorders. Even in our culture, like the concept of being thin is like a huge problem.
Except for like some cultures, I know like value like thicker women. Like that's actually a thing that I heard about. They have like eating camps where they like force people to get fat.
Oh my God.
Which is insane, but that's a whole other topic.
That's not even healthy either.
We'll get into like the three main eating disorders: binge eating, bulimia, and anorexia. I was doing research on the statistics and stuff like that just to be a little more educated with the facts. Obviously, we have like a lot of personal experiences as women, and women are like the ones who suffer from eating disorders the most. But it affects every single culture, every single race of women. So this is something that literally all of us can benefit from, inshallah, from this conversation. So we ask a lot of bless this conversation, even if you're not religious.
I mean, I'm kind of going to start off with like kind of talking about like a personal experience that I have. Like I suffered from an eating disorder growing up. And mainly it's because we had a family member and she was 500 pounds. And my mom would be like, oh, don't end up like her. And she was like, there was a lot of like control within like food within our whole household. Like we would eat a lot of like healthy foods and stuff like that. We weren't allowed to have like more than one piece of candy. So like I developed, I want to say like it's an actual the eating disorder is called like borderline eating disorder. I don't know if you researched that, but it's basically like you have restrictive eating habits where like for me, like I would eat one meal a day. I would starve. It's called starve and stuff. So basically you starve yourself and then you eat at the end of the day, counting calories, being so obsessed with like being a certain weight. I was skinny growing up. Like I was skin and bones. I would say like I was like 90 pounds, 80 pounds. When I got married, I was 110 pounds. Yeah, it's a real thing. And sometimes it just stems from like trauma, childhood, even like your environment. Like for me, what I said was like, my mom was just very like adamant, like, hey, this is how you should look. And I feel like in our culture, it's like looked down upon if you're chubby, like or overweight or whatever. Even like a normal body size is looked at like being fat.
Later on in the video, I'll kind of delve into my personal experience because I'm sure like literally you, me, and probably every other woman, like I would argue to say 90% of women have actually struggled with an eating disorder.
Yeah,
it's a huge issue, and I feel like it's so not talked about. And this was like such a big secret for so long. And I know a lot of women don't get help. Like I didn't ever seek out help. I didn't ever tell anybody.
Yeah.
You know, but I have a family member who struggled with anorexia for a while, and you know they did seek help, like medical help, because it does affect you over time. But yeah, like I said, almost 90% of the patients are women, so this is something we struggle with a lot. So body dysmorphia, actually men and women suffer the same amount with body dysmorphia, and I thought body dysmorphia was just skinny people thinking they're larger when they look into a mirror. It's actually people who are very obsessed with their appearance and always find flaws. And I feel like that's so common. I feel like more people have body dysmorphia than you think. it's actually a mental illness, to be over consumed with your appearance and pick apart little flaws. And I thought it was crazy that men actually suffer the same amount
It's true.
as women.
It's actually true. Like, I feel like men also care about their looks too, and they wouldn't admit it, because like us women, we're very vocal about it, like with our friends and stuff like that. And sometimes we're like, oh, I don't like my nose, or like, I think I need filler, or like stuff like that. But like, men don't do that. Like,
Actually, I argue to say they do, but I feel like they would never tell us that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like social media and like the media has a huge effect regarding like body dysmorphia, because we're always like pushed these products. We're always pushed like, oh, the Instagram face.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
People all look the same, like the lip fillers and like the Botox and stuff like that. And
yeah,
I was even contemplating myself. I was like, oh, I want to get Botox. But then
girl, you don't need it. You're like at all.
I was thinking about getting filler, because like my upper lip like disappears when I smile.
Me too.
But then I was like, no, I don't want to do it, because I feel like there's a lot of side effects with like filler and stuff like that. That's another story for another time. But that's another thing. It's like, you look at yourself and you just, sometimes people like look at themselves and they're like, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that. But then you realize you should be grateful for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you as.
Amen.
Like, any alterations in your body, like, you're basically going against what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you as.
Right.
Like, tattoo.
Girl, bye. Out of here. You know what? The people of Egypt actually consider it permissible for women. So thank you very much. Scholars consider it permissible.
But yeah,
I definitely agree with what you said about like the social media. That's where like the root of my issue started, I feel. Because I was a young, impressionable preteen during the Tumblr thigh gap era.
I remember that.
And I was never like fat, but I was always like a little chubbier, like thicker. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even say chubby.
Thicker.
I was just built thicker, and like you know how some kids, they're like really skinny naturally. Yeah. I was just one of those kids that was just a little thicker, like you know, not fat, but just a little thicker. Yeah. And so I always kind of perceived myself as like bigger, like all the other girls are skinnier than me, like you know, like. But then as a preteen, I feel like that's when a lot of the body issues start. Yeah. And then seeing like thigh gaps on Tumblr, I'm like, my thighs they touch each other. Like I don't have one of those. This is, you know, it makes it look all aesthetic and cute. And then it kind of leaned into a dangerous territory when the thinspo became a thing, and I was on Instagram looking at thinspo, like girls with their ribs showing and bones showing. And I actually did, you know, get extremely thin around the time I was like 18, like 17, 18. Literally all I cared about was being skinny. All I cared about was my appearance. It was really terrifying. I think the lowest I got to was like 115, but that's because I was working out every single day for 6+ hours. Oh wow. 6+ hours.
That's a lot. And I actually, like, when I was reading up on like eating disorders, I heard that over exercising is like part of an eating disorder, because people who have eating disorders tend to like, or especially like anorexia and stuff, they tend to like over exercise.
I don't know why I thought about this just now, but like there was an episode of Full House where people used to tell me I looked like DJ from Full House, like the older daughter. There was an episode where she had like body image issues, and she like didn't eat all day, and she was working out in the gym, and she like passed out. And that like had an impression on me, and I was like, oh my god, little did I know I would become that in like 3 years later. If you have body dysmorphia, it's like, oh, if this was better about me, like my life would be perfect. And it's like, no, appearance isn't everything. And eating disorders actually affect your mental health so much more than you know, which like body dysmorphia is a mental disorder technically. But yeah, you know, the body goals on social media, it's like, it went from like skinny being the body goal, which is, you know, can be unhealthy, but it's attainable for most people. I'm not going to say like the super skinny, like small rib cage. That's not a thing for everybody. Like people are built different. Genetics are different. Some people it's easy to maintain being thin, but our body goal kind of shifted, like you said, to like the Instagram face or like the BBL. And now it's gotten into a territory where it's like, that's not attainable unless you naturally look like that, which Like, they're trying to imitate Black women, let's just be so for real.
Yeah.
But like, if you didn't have that body type naturally and you want to attain that, you have to go through a surgery that has a 50% death rate.
Yeah.
To look like that, you have to inject your face in with stuff that you don't even know what it's going to do in a couple of years, because there's no research on it.
Yeah, it's really unattainable, and like, God creates everybody a certain way, and like, everyone has different fat distributions. Some people get fat on their belly, some on their thighs, their butt. Like, that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. And I feel like, I know it takes some time to love yourself, and it's all about like loving yourself and being confident in yourself. And I know you had an episode regarding like confidence and like loving yourself and accepting who you are. And especially with us young girls, like we tend to like compare a lot with our peers, and we tend to compare a lot with our with social media celebrities like Kim Kardashian. I know for me, like growing up, I wanted a flat stomach. Like like mine was like Britney Spears. I wanted to like look like her and stuff like that. And I even got my belly button pierced. So it's like sometimes you like imitate what you see.
Yeah, for sure. When you're young and impressionable, especially like before you find yourself, you're looking for like, oh, who am I? You're figuring yourself out, and so it's only natural. So it's important to have like healthy role models, and hopefully like we're healthy role models for the younger girls.
Yes.
Because it's like, look up to the girls who got it together. Like, alhamdulillah, like we have struggled in our past with eating disorders, with all this stuff, and now we're at a place where we're healthy, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And
it takes time though. It really takes time to like say like, hey, it's okay to enjoy that pasta. It's okay to have some carbs. You need carbs to survive. I hate when people say like, ew, carbs. Like,
I love carbs. Give me the bread. Like,
especially during the time of like your monthly cycle, like you crave that. Your body craves it because it needs that to like survive sometimes.
Right.
Not like an over excessive amount of carbs, let's be honest, but like you need some carbs.
Yeah, and it's like, it's totally okay to enjoy things, and intuitive eating is so important. Right. And honestly, that's how I healed like my eating disorder. Personally, I struggled with really bad bulimia for like 3 years of my life, and nobody knew. I just remember it would be times where I would feel like really full, and I still kind of remember the feeling like after I eat like a big meal, I'm just kind of like and you felt gross. I feel gross like if I'm like too full, or like I have a bunch of sugar or something like that. And I don't know what it was, but it had a really bad effect on my health. Like I literally got acne. Like it's not good for you at all to be throwing up or making yourself throw up. And that's very vulgar and like very scary and like really sad. I'm sorry. Like honestly, I don't care about it anymore because it's been years, and like alhamdulillah, I'm very healthy now. I really value my health. I value, working out and eating healthy. That it feels good. It feels good to take care of your body. I've gone through a lot of shifts in my life. After I had my daughter, I was a little bigger than I wanted to be, and I lost weight completely healthy. And you don't have to be in a deficit to lose weight. Right. You don't. And actually your body's going to look better if you build muscle. And to build muscle, you need to eat in a protein surplus. Exactly. So you have to just actually get educated about health, and that will cure everything. You have to want to be healthy. You have to want to feel good, because it's never going to make you feel good. Yeah. Having an eating disorder is never going to make you feel good. Period. I was doing some research on eating disorders, and they said like if you are anorexic, you could get to the point where your periods don't happen. It could affect your fertility, to the point where like you could never have kids. SubhanAllah. You could literally die because like your body it could go to the point where like you can't even sleep because you're so hungry. So it affects your sleep. Your heart could stop. And with bulimia, you could literally like lose your teeth because of the acid of like constantly throwing up. No, baby, my teeth were white as hell. I would brush my teeth every time. I can laugh at it now, but like. But no, I've seen like many stories of like girls who throw up like constantly. It's like years and years and years of torture, like years and years of like throwing up. It is torture to your body. Like it's actually scary. And like the whole act of like throwing up, it takes a lot in your body. It puts a lot of stress in your body, your throat to like
throw up the food.
Yeah, oh my god. Honestly, you just have to like want to feel better. And I remember like I did get skinny, but it was also like it was anorexia.
It's
Like I remember like the
yeah.
bulimia, it was like it was fading kind of between the two of them.
Mhm.
And I think it would be like only when I would like binge food, then I would feel like I would need to throw up because I'm like, oh, this is too much food.
Yeah.
You know? And
some
like
people have 3, like anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating.
well, yeah, usually that's like what happens unless you're anorexic.
Mhm.
I feel like anorexia is very different because that's like
anorexia,
so
you
much
don't eat.
control.
Yeah.
Like you literally like, and I love food, and you just have to like step into that. If you have like a binge eating disorder, most likely like you love food, and you just have to fall in love with
Yeah.
food. Even if you have anorexia too, like you have to heal your relationship with food, and that means like loving to cook and like loving to try food and loving
Yeah.
to eat food and just falling in love with that because food is self-care. Like
Right.
food is
It's nourishment,
medicine.
yeah.
When you struggle with these things, like you don't talk about them. Like
Yeah.
I'm only talking about it now, what, years and years and years after I've healed it, you know? You have to like love yourself, honestly, and love yourself enough to be healthy. And there's ways to attain the body that you want, and most likely those ways are through being healthy, through working out, through eating enough, through eating good foods, caring about yourself.
Yeah. It's part of Islam too, like taking care of yourself and like self-care, eating good food, like that's also part of Islam. I do have a story to tell. Just like back when I was growing up, I was at my aunt's house and I remember she forced me to eat grape leaves, like, and I didn't like it. And she threatened to like throw me off the balcony. It was like a joke because I didn't finish it. And that to me, like, she was the same aunt that was like a little bit, she's overweight, obviously. And that to me, like, traumatized me to the point where, like, I just didn't want to eat. And that's why I don't like grape leaves that much.
Oh my gosh.
Because that, like, traumatized me. Yeah, it was just, like, being forced to finish your plate. Like, that was, like, hard for me. I would say, like, being young and, like, I would do a lot of portion controls because, like, I wanted to eat, but I just didn't want to eat a lot. So that in our culture, I know, like, you're supposed to, in Islam, you're supposed to finish your plate, but it's like, you don't force somebody to finish it. Like, you can wrap, like, I'd say, like, wrap it up and, like, put it in the fridge for, like, another time. But, like, I think it just takes some time to just kind of get over that trauma of, like, where it's okay to, like, put things away.
Right.
But, yeah. Just wanted to share that.
SubhanAllah. I'm so sorry that happened. That's really scary, especially as a kid.
I was like 7. I was a baby.
That's so little.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. When we're mothers and like, well,
You're a mother.
like, but like when our kids are older, inshallah, like we can give them healthy relationships with food and not be restrictive or controlling. Because I definitely feel like, especially the first thing you said, like when we first started filming, like I definitely relate to that. Like my mom is like really thin and she just is a like very like almond mom. Like if you know what that is. I feel like I grew up like really healthy. Like we were one of those houses where you didn't have snacks in the house. Like you didn't have any, like you know those friends you would go over and they would have like Oreos and all this stuff.
Doritos
like,
and like Cheetos.
We had
we were not like that.
Organic tortilla chips.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, this is actually some tea. Okay, I would have to like I would sneak candy to my room, or like I would sneak food so I could hide it in my room.
Oh my god, I did the same thing.
And it's like when I feel like your eating habits are like controlled in the house, it's like you feel like you have to like hide
yes. Oh my god. Okay, that reminds me because like at that time, like I would go to the kitchen, like sneak pretzels and like put it in like my pajama pockets. Yes. And then like I would eat it while like a little mouse.
Not us having to sneak food, girl. Oh my god. That's like why I try like with my daughter to just like let her be free and like let her have sweets, and like if she's craving this, let her have this, because it's like when you restrict so much for your kids, I feel like they go crazy. Like when they finally have their own control. Like I remember when I was like probably like 11 or 12 and I first started like staying home alone for long periods of time. I would come home from school and I would just like want food. So I would eat like hella oatmeal and I didn't know anything about calories yet. And so I did get chubby because I would like come home and be like, oh my god, I can eat without anyone like judging me or telling me what to do. So I would make like 3 packets of oatmeal. Oh my God, I was just making concoctions of whatever I had at the crib, honestly.
I can relate to you regarding like only having the healthy snacks and not really having like even now like I'm grown up, like I go to like my friend's house and her kids have like all like they have literally like a snack drawer and they have like all the snacks that you can think of. Oreos, Chips Ahoy, like Doritos, like candy, all the candy.
See, like, okay, I'm in the middle because, like, hell no, I'm not giving my kids like dyes and all this stuff that's like making them
crazy, or like ADHD.
Yeah, and like, no corn syrup, no dyes. Like, I really try my best to avoid that. Obviously, they've like had it before. Like for me in Takis, best believe my daughter's coming over, getting in my business, whatever I'm eating. When I buy stuff for them, like I am very conscious to get them good stuff. But I had a best friend who struggled with an eating disorder for years, like as long as I've known them, and they're very open about their struggles with me, and like we've had different eating disorders. Like they just struggle with anorexia, but I kind of have like a good perspective on that because of like all the things that I've seen them go through and like what they've shared with me. And I think it's important to talk about like what to do if your friend has an eating disorder, like, or a family member, and how you can kind of be supportive towards them. So in my experience, like something my friend told me that helped a lot was like when we would eat together, like we had like little rituals, like we would watch Love Island and like make brownies. Aww. And like we would cook together and go out to eat together, and sometimes just having someone else with you to like enjoy food and like show you like it's okay that we're eating, and someone who's also not going to judge you, I think that helps a lot. And I've also like personally been kind of, okay, this sounds so like a white person who's like oh, astaghfirullah. This sounds so, what do they call it? It sounds like one of those like white non-binary people that say that I got triggered. But like some things are like a little triggering that I've noticed for like me, and like I feel like other people who have eating disorders or have had them, like when you comment on people's food. Like I remember going to a family event with this friend, and then one of my other family members was like, "Oh my God, you barely ate! Like, oh, are you gonna eat more? Are you gonna finish that?"
Oh, I had somebody actually do that to me at a party. I told that person, I was like, "Oh, that specific place that they brought the food from gives me like the runs." It was true. It was true though. It was actually true. So I like literally like only had like a few pieces of something else. No, I totally relate to that. I think that's really rude because like you don't know what that person's going through, or like if that person actually likes that food that's presented at the party.
And like, I mean, it doesn't even always have to be that deep either, because like for me, I'm like in public I can keep it cute unless the food's hella good,
right?
But same. I like to be a big back at home.
I'm the same way. Okay,
I like taking my leftovers.
Yes, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'll go to a restaurant, I'll order,
eat a couple bites.
Eat a couple bites and then take it home, and then I'll just binge watching TV.
Exactly.
And I love that. It's comforting to me.
Exactly. Most of the time, like during the day, I'm with my kids, so I'll just like eat breakfast with them and like be present. But like there's something about sitting there in front of a show or a movie and eating. Yes. Like it's so like
comforting.
Oh my God.
We sound so
we would be so messed up if the apocalypse happened.
I know, right?
Like the comfort that we're used to. Oh my God, may Allah allow us to never take it for granted.
I mean, I feel like a lot of women restrict their calories and like read labels and stuff. I'm guilty of this. I read labels.
Oh, me too. I think everyone should read labels. Yeah. I mean, we're in a country who like poisons us through our food. So like I feel like everyone should read labels.
Yes. But like to the point of people like restrictive eating, like, okay, this is how many calories I'm eating and this is how many calories I need to eat, or I can't go surpassing this calories, because it's like you're also going to burn calories. That's the thing. You're eating calories, but like you're also burning calories throughout your day.
See, I feel like counting calories is okay as long as you're doing it in a way that's like healthy. Like I used to count calories of like I could only eat 500 calories a day. Like, girl, you have anorexia.
Yeah.
Relax.
Or like even calculating it to the point of like every single calorie is counted.
This is what I was going to say. That's fine. Like if you're bodybuilding or like lifting weights or like you're actually trying to get a weight loss goal and you're not doing it in a way that's depriving your body.
Yeah. Right.
So like for me, I would have 2 days a week where I would be in a deficit when I did abs and I was trying to, you know, shred fat. That's when you go in a deficit, but also you can eat over your limit and work out, you know? So it's not like you're depriving yourself of anything.
Right.
So I feel like it's okay to be very meticulous with calorie counting as long as you're doing it if you're eating in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And you're doing it to actually like be able to track your weight loss and, you know, track your habits of eating. I'll make a video about weight loss soon, inshallah, because I've actually been successful at losing weight, I think 2 or 3 different times in my life. I've had to like start from scratch and I'm about to have to do it again. So that's amazing.
It's okay.
Really F my life. Bro, the second I got abs, I got pregnant. Like, I life.
Oh, things that trigger people with EDs. Ooh, I'd say parties. I feel like parties, sometimes some people with eating disorders feel like parties is a lot for them because they're like, everyone's eating.
Oh, yeah, because it's around food. Or like the pressure to eat. But I feel like, honestly, like if you're struggling with an eating disorder, just know that like people don't pay as much attention to you as you think they do. Like, you know, that's how a lot of eating disorders go under the radar. Like maybe we should be paying more attention to people, but honestly, I feel like people don't really notice. Body dysmorphia is so real. Like I thought I had to lose 30 pounds when I was like 115 and I was like a skeleton, basically. A skeleton with abs. I was so skinny and I literally would like look at myself and be like, I need to lose 30 pounds. Like, girl, you don't have 5 pounds of fat to lose. A lot of women perceive themselves as like bigger than they are. Yeah. And it's like, girl, like some people just need like a reality check.
I was also gonna say, like, as you get older, you're not gonna stay the same pant size. I hear a lot of girls saying like, oh, I want to be a size 4, like throughout my 20s. Like, let's be real, your body is getting ready to basically like make a baby. You're not going to be a size 4 for like your whole entire life. Your body's going to go through changes. It's normal.
Yeah.
When you have a baby, your body changes. Not that I have a baby, but I'm just saying, like, women who have children, their bodies change. There's nothing wrong with that. You gave birth to a whole ass child.
Yeah, you do get some hips.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, also when you get older, like your body's gonna change, and like that's the normal aging process, and that's nothing wrong with that. Your metabolism is going to change. It is what it is. It's just like how your body is, but I think accepting that, hey, like my body isn't the same as I was when I was 16. It's not the same as I was when I was 20. I think that like having that in mind can be relieving, can like set you free.
Yeah, that's so true. When I was younger, I was a size 0. Now I don't even know what I remember. Like I would go to sleep like so hungry every night. Like it was not, and I would drink like green tea, and then literally my food was like protein powder mixed with chia seeds and water. Wallahi, bro. And I would eat like kale.
Wallahi, bro.
And that's it. Wallahi, bro. I'm gonna make a shirt that says Wallahi, bro. Wallahi, arge.
I feel like the woman's body is a precious thing. We go through a lot in our lives. Like we birth out a whole child.
No, for real.
Like men can't do that.
Yeah.
They just donate their, you know.
Right. All they do is fertilize the egg.
Yeah.
Off.
But like a woman's body is such a beautiful thing. Like God created us beautiful.
And it's a blessing to go through changes with your body. And I do want to have like another episode about motherhood and stuff like that. And I'll go into more about, you know, body image when it comes to that.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, your body's always going to change and evolve. And I think the number one thing to really like stop having an eating disorder is knowing that you can attain the body you want in a healthy way.
Yeah.
By not having to restrict or binge or purge.
I would say like starting off with like eating 2 meals a day, if you can get to eating 2 meals a day, and then work your way up to like 3.
That's a lot though. I don't even eat 3 meals a day.
You don't eat? Okay. I try to eat 3 meals a day because like I would skip breakfast, like, and sometimes I would skip dinner, so I would eat lunch, and I would eat like lunch, like a heavy lunch, to last me, to make up for like the calories that I missed in the morning and then that night. That's just kind of like how I would do things, which is not the healthiest, but at least like having something small for breakfast, like even like a piece of fruit, so you have something, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And like the thing is, don't drink coffee like right and when you wake up, because the thing with coffee, it spikes your cortisol levels, which is like the stress levels.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you know when you get like a stomach ache when you drink coffee on an empty stomach, that's because of the acid from the coffee. And like obviously coffee has caffeine, so that's why it spikes the cortisol levels, makes you anxious, makes you jittery. So having just like something with the coffee.
That's so smart. Oh my gosh. I remember like when I was getting like skinny the healthy way, eating a mango in the morning is so good, because a mango, what it does is it cleanses your digestive system out. That's like one of the best things you can eat when you first wake up. A good mango. Oh yes, so delicious. But yeah, any fruit, grapes are really good for the morning because they give you natural energy.
Yeah, pineapple, honey, strawberries.
Fruit. Yeah. It's beautiful, you know. And find food that you love. Like I remember having like smoothie bowls and stuff. Like you can still be skinny and eat. Definitely. Like the skinniest times of my life, like I would still eat.
Right.
But I looked good and I didn't look like decrepit because I was starving myself. And when you starve yourself, your hair gets brittle and looks horrible. Like
your nails get brittle.
Yeah, your skin gets worse. You just have like a sunken look. Like it's just not
sunken eyes.
And your energy levels are low. Like
it's not pretty. Dark circles under the eyes.
Yup. Oh my god, no. I remember like my cousin and I were anorexic. I totally forgot about this. Like me and my cousin had like an anorexic phase at the same time. And like we were just stupid. Like it actually, like your brain does not have enough like to go off of to actually function properly when you're starving yourself. So like we were just like slow, and we would get into fights too. It makes you more irritable and emotional because you don't have enough sustenance in your body. And I remember that's the reason that me and my cousin got into our first fight. And it was about, we were starving ourselves all day, and it was the first time we were eating. And then we got into a fight over who used the microwave first.
Oh my god.
And we got in a horrible fight over that.
Yeah,
and it was like, it makes you so irrational and all this stuff. Like there's so many negative effects of eating disorders, and I just pray that everyone who's struggling with an eating disorder, may Allah heal you, may Allah help you. I mean, I forgot to mention it. There is a sunnah in Islam of only eating to where you're 1/3 full of food and 1/3 full of water and 1/3 full of air. So not overeating. And this actually helps us maintain a nice body size. It helps us maintain healthy habits around eating, not feeling so full to the point where we feel like we have to get rid of food, or not feeling like we're so hungry that we need to binge food. Also not having a calorie surplus so that you don't gain a bunch of weight. Because that's going to help you feel, you know, better. And also eating slowly and eating with your hands. Eating with your hands is sunnah. Eating with your right hand is sunnah. So what that does is that helps you connect with the food, and that actually helps you feel more full and helps you realize how much food you're actually eating. Eating slowly will help you feel full faster. So if you're taking the time to enjoy your food, they say chew it 20 times. When you eat food, chew 20 times. Because if you're just gobbling down food, it doesn't even have time to hit your stomach. And then by the time you've ate everything, you're so full because you consumed so much food.
There's no barakah in it, too.
Yeah, there's no barakah in it. And this is the size of your stomach. Please remember that. This is the size of your stomach. So if you're eating a plate that's this big, like, come on, dude. Like, come on.
Like, don't overeat. and don't undereat. Like, just kind of have a balance.
Wallahi, bro.
Yeah, wallahi, bro.
Wallahi, bro. Just have a balance.
Bro.
Wallahi, bro. Wallahi, bro. Wallahi, bro. You don't have an eating disorder anymore.
Right.
We just cured you.
Literally.
Wallahi. Okay, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, I really feel like we did a good job. We covered everything. We talked about the effects. We talked about friends. We talked about just like our experiences too. So I think we covered everything. Yeah.
Wallahi, bro.
Wallahi, bro.
Okay, we love you, girls. Hey. Okay, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Juma Mubarak.
Juma, bye-bye.